brother. All right, so let's update this stuff. Pause. All right, so let's start advertising this stream. So, looks like I'm the only one found. One in my guild, so I'm going to be talking to myself here for a bit. So thank you all for joining the stream today. As you guys all know, I've got quite a few things going on right now. I just had my second kid, which has been awesome. My first kid is asleep, as you can see. And my second kid is also asleep with mommy. But it's been very, 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 very awesome. So let's get this show on the road, shall we?
We will forge a great destiny.
Just getting things squared away. What's my kid's name? His name is Benicio, like Benicio del Toro. Figured I'd give him a strong name. So what I wanted to talk about today was the whole WoW Covenant situation and how it's kind of affected WoW players in general, right? Like, what's been going on with it? Why is it so controversial? And of course, the Preach and Eon discussion. And I wanted to have a debate with this with my guild members, because we actually had a pretty good debate going on and just in chat, right? Having a good time in our Discord, but it's hard for me to find the time, so I kind of want to get out my points now as I see it fit, right? Where I started listening to a lot of people's reactions to it, and I'm kind of mixed now. At first, I was like pretty heavily like leaning towards like, hey, this is a good thing for the guild, yada yada, not the guild, a good thing for the game. But what I wanted to talk about was the fact that I think that WoW as an RPG, it's no longer an RPG anymore. I just don't think it's an RPG anymore. Well, I don't think anyone's treating it as an RPG anymore. It is an RPG. It's an MMORPG, but it's an RPG. And no one wants to treat it like an RPG anymore. They want to treat it like a MOBA or a team shooter or an FPS. No one wants to be different anymore. Everyone wants to compete, but they want to compete on the same level, under the same circumstances, as opposed to on the same level. Like, they don't care if people have advantages over other players. What they care about is that no one has an advantage and that we all use the exact same things, so that way we can truly compete against each other, right? And that, to me, I think is just ridiculous. I really do. I think it's ridiculous. And because a game is complex as well, this is a MOBA, right? Like, we expect variance in this game, right? Like, not everyone's going to want to play Varian right now, right? So, I mean, that's one thing that Eon made a great point, is that should we have variants? And then Preach made the stupid point of, well, you know, I want to compete against my friend. He's on a completely different server, and I just want to compete against him. I'm like, is that why you're playing this MMO? Like, really? This is really why you're playing. You're playing because you want to compete against your friend in damage. It makes no fucking sense to me. It really does. It makes no sense to me. I get it, but Preach is a member of one small community, right? The hardcore raiding community that, quite frankly, you shouldn't really listen to them, right? It's like listening to Dale Earnhardt Jr. on how a Honda Civic should be built, right? Like, it just makes no sense. Like, yeah, we all drive cars, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a race car driver. He's trying to drive his car the fastest he possibly can drive it. And other people are just trying to drive their cars just to have a good time or take it out to the beach or something like that. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Covenants is I appreciate the fact that make your decision, make it about many different things, and stick with it. Stick with that decision. And if there's times where you shine, awesome. If there's times where you're not the best, fine. But we're talking such a small variance that it makes no sense to me why it's like, if it's too, like, for instance, if someone is 2% stronger than you, not only are they considered uber stronger than you, you're considered an idiot for even trying. You know, it makes fucking no sense to me. Yeah, I'm gonna go down. So I mean, that's my take on it, right? My take on the situation is, like, if I pick a Kyrian Death Knight, and Kyrian Death Knights are 1% better on single target than any other type of Death Knight, so what? Like, is that going to make a difference if I get a world first? Yes. Is that going to make a difference if I kill a boss on my server faster? Probably not. Probably not. And that, to me, is ridiculous. That's the most insulting part about it, is the fact that we're going to sit here. We're going to sit here and we're going to talk about this like it's some kind of legit thing to be concerned about. Like, I'm sorry. And that's what really upsets me about the whole thing. It's like we get it, right? People want to min-max and people want the freedom to just pick what they want when they want and just do the best, right? Like they want no consequences to any decisions they make. And that's the worst part about it all, right? I'm gonna fucking die here. That was stupid. And that's the worst part about it. Nobody wants consequences for their decisions anymore. No one wants to think anymore, right? No one wants to take a toolkit and make the best of it, right? Like, they're all gunning for that one specific thing, parse, right? They want a parse. And that, to me, doesn't bode well for anybody, right? Like, I'll give you an example, right? Like on Siegecrafter Blackfuse, right? Like, you got to use, like, your most highest burst damage dealers on the belt teams, right? Just high burst damage. One of the things that I always talked about was how you cannot need single target burst damage and still do well in that fight. You can use your cleave guys to be down. Like, I'm not looking for just belt team guys. I'm also looking for other people. You know, I'm looking for other people to do other roles. Maybe you can't just be the parser on that particular fight on that particular day. Like, you can't always just be the guy, right? You can't. Think of it like, think of it as like, think of it as like on a football team, right? Like Terrell Owens can't always get the ball. He just can't always get the ball. And if you think Terrell Owens should always get the ball, then guess what? Sometimes someone else needs to be open. And everyone wants to be the best at everything at all times. Nobody wants any variance. Like, can't I be really good at cleave damage or something like that? Can I be really good at something? You know? And then maybe I'm not so good at single target, and then let my friends in the guild who are good at single target, they shine on this fight. Like, you know, they're going to make... Got you! They're going to give you opportunities to shine. They're going to design the game that way. And I guarantee you, like, every Covenant is going to have something that they're good at. Something that they're good at and something that they're not good at. And you have to make a decision as to what to do. Now, we're playing in an era where you should have an alt right now. And I'm not saying that you need to have an alt of everything, right? Oh. I'm just saying, like, at this stage in the game, unless you're like a 1%er that's just trying to kill the boss the fastest, which is not even a 1%er. It's a less than a 1%er. Because in all honesty, if you're not breaking top 20 world, nobody gives a shit what you're doing. I mean, nobody gives a shit what you're doing unless you're top 3 world. No one's really watching you, you know? Anytime someone tries to claim that what they're doing is important, holy shnikes. And I just feel like the WoW player base just wants to just have their cake and eat it too. I want no consequences I want to be a boomkin, but I want to be great at cleave. I want to be great at AoE. I want to be great at single target, and no one should be better. Everything needs to be the same, or if not, my class is broken. Like, it's just... And you see Preach whining and complaining. He made a couple of good points. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say he was completely wrong, right? He made some good points about being able to switch things up, and I think that, you know, maybe if you don't really like the choice you made, having an opportunity to do something different is good, but what's the limit, right? Like, I don't think you should change covenants like you change specs. Like, if I'm going from, you know, what in the motherfucking hell? You know, like if I'm going, like if you shouldn't be able to change covenants, like I hit that button and go, okay, I'm going from Prot to, you know, Fury or whatever. Shit me. So it shouldn't be that easy, right? Like here's the thing. Asmongold actually made a good point. He said that in theory this should be good, but practically it's not going to work out, which I can see it not working out. However, the biggest thing that I can say is stop pugging. Stop fucking pugging, okay? Every problem that I've ever seen and all the bullshit excuses I've heard, it's from pugging Mythic Plus. Like, oh, no one's gonna let a Shadow Priest into Mythic Plus with their Kyrian, and blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. You know? And I also heard him say some other bullshit. Asmongold, you said this and you're a fucking liar. You said people lost their raid spots because they didn't have their legendaries that they should have had. Are you kidding me? That is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. First off, people might claim that. That doesn't mean it's true. And secondly, I have never, ever seen a raid team that had too many raiders. That had so many raiders that they could just say, sorry, man, you don't have the right legendary. We're not letting you in. We're not letting you. You might get benched on a fight if you're like a world first, right? Like, I can see that being benched for a certain fight, but what I can't see is you just getting kicked out of the raid. Like, you're kicked out of this raid. Or, hey, guess what? You know, we've got too many mages. You can't be in on this fight, but maybe on the next fight. Maybe I can see something like that, but guess what, dude? Guess what every single guild on this planet has in common? They never have enough people. So I don't want to hear anything in Shadowlands saying, I'm a Kyrian Resto Shaman and I'm never, ever gonna get a raid spot because I'm a Kyrian Resto Shaman. I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like, there are just guilds out there that are begging for people, and they'll never get what they need, ever. And to say that that's gonna happen is just bullshit. That's happened is just absolute bullshit. And like, and secondly, what fucking guilds are you playing in? If you can't find a guild to play in, you probably shouldn't be doing raid content. I mean, not to toot my own horn here, okay? I was a guild master of Legends Anonymous for 3 years, okay? The one thing I can say unequivocally is that I gave my raiders an opportunity to see some pretty good content. And I never told people what they could or could not play. I always tried my best. Damn. Cold Guildmaster. Thank you, man. But anyways, like in my guild where I was the guildmaster, people could play anything they wanted to play. I never said, Shadow Priests suck, you're out of my guild. Even when I had like a shit ton of players and I probably had like players I could have sat, it didn't matter to me. What fucking guild are you playing in where you're gonna sit there and get benched because you picked the wrong covenant? Like, seriously, get the fuck out of here. All that's bullshit, all of it. So when Asmongold sits there and starts talking about, oh, people lost their raid spots because they didn't have the right legendaries, that's horse shit. And you're not gonna lose it. If you're a good player and you pick a covenant that isn't the best, obviously by a very slow margin, then, I mean, you're gonna always have a raid spot. Like, you're always gonna have a raid spot, unless you can only raid, unless you, if you can raid hours that are pretty typical, right? Like, i.e., like 6 hours a week or something like that. NEXOMANIA chest. See what I got here. I got Kerosene. Holy shit! Duplicate. Orc Beastmaster Rexar. But anyways, like I was saying, people just need to stop pugging, man. Like, getting 5 people for like Shadow Priest will never get plus 15s if they're Kyrians. I'm like, then start your own group. If you're a Shadow Priest, you want to do a plus 15, who's gonna say no to a plus 15 group that's forming? You know? It's like, what do we do here, right? Like, stop pugging. That's my first suggestion to you. Magar Thrall. What's this Thrall? Ooh, that's a cool Thrall. Dark Shaman Thrall. I want to do Magar Thrall. What's his abilities? Yeah, let's just try Thrall out. Fuck it. I want Garrosh, but I can't afford him. So, I guess my point in the whole Covenants thing is that unless the difference is so substantial that, like, the difference is not going to be that substantial, first and foremost. But even if it is, it's got to be what? 10% at least? If Kyrian Death Knights do 1% more damage than Venthyr Death Knights on single target raid fights, then, I mean, unless you're gunning for a world first in like Mythic, right? Unless you're gunning for a world first and you're literally racing people to the finish, which is like 5 guilds out of 50,000, then shut up and play what you want. And I get Preach's whole thing of like saying things like, well, I want to try out the other abilities, right? Like, the other abilities look fun. I may not want to commit to it. That I totally get. And that's why they give you that option to, I think what you should have is the option to select a different Covenant ability in like Torghast, on like a trial basis or something like that. And obviously they're going to give you the opportunity to switch, and you just want to switch and go, okay, you know, I want to try this out for this tier and see how it works, and maybe I'll switch it up. And maybe there's penalties and things like, hey, you have to complete a certain quest line per Covenant to unlock their armor, but you can only have that armor unlocked when you're active in that Covenant. And they'll give you the ability to switch. But then again, I mean, at this stage of the game, like, I've got 2 Demon Hunters max level. I've got 2 Death Knights max level. Like, if I don't like a certain, I'm going to have different Covenants for different dudes, different tunes, right? And that's what I suggest. I mean, what do you guys think in chat? Why can't we just switch at all times? Well, I mean, I get it why you should be able to switch when, how do I say this? I get why you because their choice is meaningless and Eon wants to make choice relevant, but he's a fucking idiot. Well, I want to make choice relevant too. And he's not the greatest at this, but in this stage of the game, I want to say that he might be right in that we need to change our focus, right? And the reason why you shouldn't change at all times is I think that you should be able to change talents when you walk into a raid, and that if you want, you should have like a tome to be able to change it, and those tomes should be kind of cheap. But changing Covenants, I mean, it's kind of a big deal, right? Like, it really is. No, he's not. Covenant abilities are a stupid idea. I mean, I understand why people think they're a stupid idea. Maybe they could deal without Covenant abilities. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm open to being wrong. But what I don't want to see is... You're wrong a lot, so that's not. Fuck you. No, but I mean, like, here's the thing, right? Like, I think the Covenant abilities, I think is might be a stretch, right? I think the gear is cool. I think the soul binds is a cool thing because they're like passives for the most part. But I think that at this stage of the game, it's like, let's try something different here. Let's make it so like every Death Knight is different. Like, hey, we might all be Death Knights, right? But I'm a Kyrian Death Knight, and I've got this cool grip ability, or I can't remember which one is which, but I've got this cool grip ability, and you don't. Shit. Damn it. I've got this cool grip ability in PvP, and you don't. Or I've got this cool thing, and you don't. And that's what makes us different. So if we go into a raid fight, let's say the Kyrian has the grip and the Venthyr doesn't, they can go, hey, I'm the Kyrian, I want to grab all the ads or do something, right? Like, it just adds that layer of uniqueness to your character, especially in like a raid setting when there's like 20 people and you're just different, right? I.e. same thing with like Frost versus Unholy. Blizzard is dumb and they should all feel giving Death Knights and Druids access to the same ability is dumb. Well, I mean, is the ability going to be a breaker? I don't know. So somebody please tell me, like is this stuff going to be like that? Got you. Oh shit. But I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, is like a... I just think that... I think it's time for us to, like, stop playing this stupid crap, right? Like, it makes no fucking sense to me, right? Like, why are we so focused on just trying to just beat each other? Like, okay, we all need to drive the exact... It's like NASCAR, right? Like, it used to be stock car racing, and now all the cars have to have the exact same specifications, so it's all fair. It's like, why can't we just have something fucking different, right? Like, let the Kyrian Death Knight in your guild and the non-Kyrian Death Knight in your guild show what's up, right? Holy fucking shit. Damn. But I mean, that's my point, right? Like, we need some kind of like differentiation. Like, the fact that Preach went to that level and said, I want to compete against my friend who's a hunter. We're on different servers, and I just want to compete against him. I just want us to fight each other, and we're just going to compete for just damage right here. Oh, fuck me. I'm just so sick and tired of people like needing the game to be catered around their like specific thing, right? Like, you're asking the game to be catered for you. You really are. You're asking Blizzard to say, listen, I'm a parser. I'm tired of like thinking. I'm tired of doing all this stuff. Just get me, just make it so my shit is the best, and then I'll play. Like, you're not thinking at that point, right? Like, could you imagine? Like, I'll use the warrior example, right? Obviously, Bladestorm is not going to be picked in a single target fight, but if there's ads in the fight, figure out a way to make it work, right? Like, figure out a way to make what you've got the best you can. That is skill, as opposed to just, you know. That's why, like, Icy Veins gets millions and millions of hits, and it's not because what they do is so grandiose. It's just people are so lazy. Like, I used to be such a better WoW player just theory crafting with my friends as opposed to just looking on icy veins. I don't even know what the talents are. I just go to the chart. Which talents do I pick for single target? This one, and this one. It's like, are you kidding me? I did no thinking, and it dumbs you down as a player. It really does. You are dumbed down as a player if you use icy veins and don't even bother to like decide, you know, for yourself how to play. Did you really learn how to play this game? Or not? Got you. Fuck, mate. Oh, you know, that's just my opinion. Did you really learn how to play if you just went to icy? If everyone just goes to icy veins, let's 10 people figure out how to play this game. Did you really learn how to play this game? Are you really good at it? Or did you just pick the talents that people told you to? You know? I challenge, especially you, Dr. Legend, I challenge you to never use icy veins. You can use guides on like dungeon guides, right? How to beat a boss. But I challenge all of you to never use icy veins and figure out the best talents for yourself. I do. Sugma. I know, you'd never do it. You're afraid because you know that you wouldn't know how to play your class without icy veins. I learned how to play my class through word of mouth. I learned how to play warrior through Chimpy. Shit. You know? I challenge you. Give it a shot. See what happens. You know, I don't like Eon better than anybody. I think he has bad ideas. He's done bad things for the game. But I think that catering to this group of individuals, and it's filtered down, right? Like Preach is just some hardcore player with a big megaphone because he's got this. And same thing with Asmongold. Like, because you have a megaphone, all of a sudden they're right. It's not true. It's just not true. And I'm so sick and tired of those people dictating how the game is played when it's like, dude, just fucking get over it, right? Like, just play your damn game. Enjoy it for the love of all things. I didn't use it in WoD BFA, and I was still top DPS in Emerald Nightmare. Well, you played a Ret Paladin, okay, and you were not top DPS as a Ret Paladin. I have proof of that. There's proof of that. And secondly, you were a Ret Paladin, so any fucking idiot can play a Ret Paladin. Bullshit. No, I'm fucking serious, bro. Serio. You were not top deeps. Definitely not early on. Where's you never played one, and you down well should have, but no, but as soon as we got farm status, I was. Once the gear balance, oh. Whoa. I'll have to look. Well, farm status, we'll have to look at logs. But when it counts under progression, you were not top deeps. And that wasn't because I think you suck. It's just, you weren't. I'm sorry. You just weren't. But that's good that you didn't use icy veins. That's really good. And you didn't have to. That's the crazy part, is you didn't have to. And you played well. I'm not saying you didn't suck. I'm saying you played well. You just weren't top deeps. And my point is that we're so reliant on these damn guides, right? It's not like using Quest Helper. It's not like using Fat Boss to figure out a boss strat, right? Or even then, shit, Fat Boss is partially cheating. I mean, we should all try and figure out shit on our own, but Icy Veins is just so fucking weak that, you know. Oh. I just don't, you know, I hate having to go to Icy Veins, right, to see what's best, right? Because half the time I do it out of laziness. But on one thing I will say that I was really proud of is that when I was learning Vengeance Demon Hunter, I wanted to learn it, and you actually see it like in my beta video when I had Legion beta access. I talked about how, hey, I want to try this out and see how this works. And you see me in, I think it was I Have a Shara raid. You see me on there trying to learn, okay, I'm using demon spikes on this, see if this works, or just giving it a shot, right? Like, people just aren't creative anymore. And that's part of being like an artist, right? Like, artists are creative. You're not an artist. You're not good at what you do. You just went to a website that told you, like, for instance, right, you play a single player action adventure game. Did you really play the game if you just did the walkthrough for everything? Like, if you didn't try and beat the level on its own, did you really play the game? Or did you just use a fucking walkthrough to get you to where you needed to be? Makes no fucking sense. Come on. Got you. Oh, fuck. Yeah, to me, it's just, where this shit is our tank. Holy hell. Oh, fuck. We should kill this thing right here. Wow. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, just like get my raw thoughts out there, because I think that we're in an era of WoW that is not good. I think that playing for a gold parse, I don't think is a great way to play the game, no matter where you are, unless like you're in the top guilds where you have to because you're under pressure with limited gear to beat the boss at a very limited time. But even then, it's like, we always laughed at people doing world first content because they're just wasting their time. Like, nobody gives a shit unless you're number one. Even then, it's like, it doesn't really get you nowhere. And to me, it's like, it was the most, as the guild master, it was the most annoying thing when people were like playing parses, right? Look at my parse. I'm like, dude, we're doing heroic raiding. Like, I get it. It helps when you do more damage, but if you're just playing to the parse, you might actually fuck things up. You might actually, you know. Damn. You know, and that to me is just, it's stupid. It's a stupid way to play. Like anyone who's seen my videos as a demon hunter, you see me like equipping Cepha's Secret in Elisand to do more damage, or I actually equipped it, I believe, in Gul'dan progression, because I wanted to do interrupts and just burst those guys down. Like, let me get on interrupts. I've got Cepha's. I'll burn those guys down and be a role player I know. It's such a fucking concept to be a role player in an RPG. And then Preach made this stupid argument, well, it's an MMORPG. You've got so many other players. I'm like, yeah. And all players ever whine about is how they're not unique. I am not unique. I want my player to be customizable, and I want to be a unique little snowflake. Okay, choose a covenant, you'll be unique. Oh my god, but I just don't want to change. I want to change. You know? So to me, it's just a matter of like, are we really playing an RPG anymore? And that's what I think. And I think that's what Ian wants. I think Ian sees it. Even as a top end raider, like he was one of the best raiders in the world, and he sees it as oh wow, magic carpet, cool. He sees it as he sees it as players no longer wanting to actually play the game. They just want to play the game and beat other people on parses, right? It's no longer an RPG. It's, I want to just beat other people. And to me, it's just like, dude, like, damn, I need 10,000 for garage. Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely want garage. I could spend $5 and get garage, but I don't want to spend that kind of money. But I'm getting gold, so I need 10,000 gold. Unless somebody wants to donate. Let's try someone else here. But I mean, do you guys get it? I mean, do you guys get where I'm coming from? It's just like, why are we so hesitant to just be different, right? Like, we ask Blizzard for all these customization options, but yet we don't want to be different. We really don't. We want to play like Overwatch or a MOBA or an FPS, right? Everyone's on the same playing field. Let's just see who's better. Then why don't we, like a buddy of mine in my guild said, hey, why don't we just create an elite server where all the damage is the same, everyone does the exact same amount of damage, max. Obviously the best players will do more than the shitty players, and go from there. Seriously, that's what NASCAR is, right? You take all the best drivers in the world, you race them, and you put them in this circuit, right? And then everyone else just drives on the regular roads with the cars that they got. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think I'm not going to take credit for it, but I'm going to try Arthas out. I haven't tried him out in a while. He's a Death Knight. Sarah Knight Arthas, that one's cool. Yeah, I want to play Sarah Knight Arthas. What are you playing? I'm playing HoTS, baby. Just gotta play something, you know. Come play WoW with me. I don't have a subscription, bro, and this desktop does not have enough hard drive space for me to play WoW. I need a new hard drive. Oh, by the way, Dr. Legend, if you're still here, man, can you send me that hard drive? Yeah, man, I'd love to play WoW with you, man, but shit, you know, I can do it on my laptop, and my laptop's a piece. You'll get my sub, you get the disk space. Okay. Let me get a hard drive ordered. Make that happen. But I don't know how much I can play because I got the second kid here, so I can't make any promises. Yeah. I mean, I want the hard drive space no matter what, so it's definitely something I want to get, but it's like, Like right now, I barely had, like I finally got time to play where I put my kid down in his crib. My wife's down with the baby. I don't know, my son could wake up any moment. And I usually have to play late at nights, which is like uber late night for you, bro. So it's like, it's hard, but you know. Yeah, having 2 kids near the same age is fucking hard, bro. We got a follower.
And his name is John C.
Smashbox, my homeboy, you finally decided to follow me. You weren't following me? What kind of a friend are you, man? I've known you for 6 years, bro. 6 years, bro. And you never followed me? Man, I followed you the second you created your freaking Twitch channel. No, don't be sorry, man. This is fucking with you, but my team's not gonna like me.
The battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4.
But yeah, I mean, playing WoW right now, I have desire to like maybe do normal modes, but I still haven't gotten my cloak yet. My only tune that's like far enough. But I'd love to like level and maybe do some Mythic Plus. That might be an option. Wow, where's my fucking heals? Great time to play casual. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have no desire to like raid anything past normal. But I mean, I do have a desire to like play some I want to learn Mythic Plus. Like I am such a bad WoW player. Like I don't know anything about Mythic Plus. I think I've done like 1 plus 10, 1 plus 15 and I got fucking carried. So like I need to learn like all of the affixes. I need to learn how to play because I don't want to tank, but I think like I should tank Mythic Plus only because it was the easiest way for me to get into it. Problem about Mythic Plus, you can't really like get up, you know. You have to stay at it until it's over. Yeah, you could tank it. Yeah. I can't get up on a Mythic Plus. I get that. That's why it's got to be like uber late nights. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I can't like get up and go. You have to like stick it out. But that's why I'd have to do it like late at nights. My kid usually goes to sleep around 2 p.m. Pacific. So like I know that's a time I can play, especially on the weekends. Fuck me. Wow. Thanks for your help, dipshit. But yeah, I'm doing my best to try and make something happen here. Time is at 3. Fuck. My kid's gonna wake up soon. Having a good stream though. Hey Smash, you missed out on the discussion of covenants, bro. What's your initial thoughts on it? Especially like the shit going down. I came in late to it. Yeah, I didn't see if you had chimed in. You're with Preach. You don't think you think that God damn it! What the fuck are you doing watching me getting killed? I don't have faith in Neon. I don't have much faith in Neon either, but I don't think he's wrong in trying to change our mindset from this is a game of numbers to this is an RPG. What do you think about that? Like his attempt to get us out of this parsing funk that we've been in since like Mists of Pandaria. You know, I was talking about how any loadout right now is viable. It's just not true, not even close. People are going to choose whatever is best, and that's that. Blizzard is not capable of creating a balanced system. I agree with that. But however, like, here's the thing, Smash. Like, you're Mr. Barrage King, right? We all know you love Barrage. Fuck. Unless you remove meters, you will never remove parsing. But I mean, it's not about removing parsing. It's removing this mindset that I need to select this talent because it is 0.1% better. Like, if you're in a raid Smash and you love Barrage as an ability, right? Like, you think it's a fun ability to do. But the other talent, the Crow talent, or whatever talent is on that same row, is better single target by 0.1%. You're going to take the 0.1% talent, right? Fuck this Marcus fuck. He was Thrall last game. Yes, I was. Sorry, man. I'm done. Y'all need to play better. They're not going to be able to do that. DPS is competition. It's just the mindset that people want to do high-level DPS, including myself. I want to hit hard. But can I ask you a question? Why is there any other reason why you play this game? Like, does it matter to you what your talents are? Like, does it really? So like what your character actually does doesn't matter. If you could hit one button and it does the same damage, would that matter to you? If it affects the damage I'm outputting, absolutely. So what are you playing? But it doesn't do the same damage. Well, that's why I use your example, because this is a good discussion. Because like you use Barrage, right? And you were like, it's part of my rotation. It gives me the most damage, but you're not supposed to use it at that point in time. Or it's not like there's something else that you could play a role in and select a trap or something that would make you more useful to your raid group on this particular raid fight on this particular day. But you didn't use it. Okay, I gotta go. My fucking kid's awake. Yes, I was. I was absolutely supposed to use it at that time. No, you weren't, Smash. Before I get you off. You were not supposed to use Barrage. You want to know why? Because you're not supposed to DPS those ads down until they get to a certain area. So, you're wrong. So. Yeah. Anyways, Antonio. Say bye-bye to Uncle Smash. Can you say Uncle Smash? No? You're tired? You woke up? You had almost a 2-hour nap, huh? Oh, no, you were not supposed to use Barrage at that moment because the ads weren't ready to be DPS down. I did not put a killing blow on those Ikers or whatever, unless they were by the eye. Well, it doesn't matter about putting a killing blow. You're not supposed to damage them at all, Smash. You're not supposed to do one lick of damage until they get there, because if you do damage, you risk someone else's dots or something fucking it up. If they don't die, it doesn't matter. What matters if you drop them down to 1% and say, well, I didn't put the killing blow on them. You can put some damage on them, but not all. I can't. This is freaking 4 years ago. 4 years we're still arguing about this. I can't believe it, man. If it's someone's dotting them and it's on, if you're damaging it, it's on you. You know? Oh, sorry, buddy. Don't use dots. Don't use barrage when you don't have to. I'm not killing them there. Okay, you're just fucking trolling me now, bro. You're just fucking trolling me now. Oh, you're just trolling me now. Oh. Oh. I do love you. And for those of you watching, Smashbox is a great friend of mine. We have a lot, but we're going to disagree on this one until the day we die. But anyways, I'm sorry to have to cut the stream short, guys. Thank you all for watching, but my son's awake and I got to be a family man. So thank you for the stream. Thanks for listening to my bullshit. Thanks for the follows and everything. Love you all.